and you should end up with a total of 16 gigabit or 2 gigabytes. So I'm going to go ahead and begin the process. Before actually getting this card up to temperature, the first thing I'm going to do is get 8 of these chips out here and get some flux on the bottom of it onto this board. That way, once I get this board heating, we can just go through, remove all 8, and then solder all 8 of these on in place of them. And it should be a pretty quick process doing it that way. So what I'm going to go ahead and do now is get the camera and the tripod, and then I'll go through and prepare these with a little bit of flux and some heat, and then we'll have those ready to install once we get this card heated up and all these chips removed. Alright, so in order to prepare the chips for installation, all we're going to do is apply some flux to each one, and then we're going to heat it with this board preheater here to melt the flux around the chip, so that way
Demonic threat reduced by 75%.
it all flows nicely. You don't need too much on there, just a little bit. And then we'll begin the process of cleaning the residual solder off the rest of the pads. Alright, I've gone ahead and fixed that little resistor. So now what I'm going to do is start by applying some fresh leaded solder to the pads, and then from there we'll go ahead and lick all the solder off the board.
Aha. Isso aqui, slow.
Resistor removed, and I fixed that resistor there. So just if you ever do this, make sure you don't hit any other little passive components. But sometimes it's hard to avoid, as you can see. Section here. And once you've got a layer of flux applied, you want to wipe off some excess. Don't want too much on there. Okay, so that should be about good. So now what we're going to do the ROM onto the card. And the macro did chime. I do have a Windows drive. So I have to be these startup disks. Let's go ahead and see if we get some video. And look at that. We've got the GeForce GT640 BIOS initializing. And it looks like Windows is booting. Yep, Windows is now booting on the machine. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the video here, let Windows boot up, and we'll test everything, make sure it all works. Alright, so as you can see, Windows successfully booted. You can see we do have the Aero theme fully enabled, so the driver is working correctly. But as you can see here, GPU-Z still says it has 1 gig of video memory installed, just as I explained. So now what we're going to go ahead and do is flash that 2 gigabyte vFlash command to flash the Mac ROM onto the card. So go ahead and run that now. And it wants us to confirm PCI subsystem ID override. We'll do that. And as you can see, the ROM is now being flashed. So this does take a little bit to complete, so we'll go ahead and wait for that to finish. Alright, so as you can see, the update was completed successfully. So now what we're going to go ahead and do is just restart the machine. Now in theory, if this does work correctly, we should have a boot screen now, since it is a Mac compatible ROM, and GPU-Z as well as the OS should now detect 2 gigabytes of video memory. And as you can see, the boot screen is now working correctly. So let's just go ahead and let it boot up into Windows, and we'll check out the information. So as you can see, it's doing exactly what it did before when we first booted it. So we'll go ahead and wait for it to boot, and I will show you GPU-Z, and we'll see what it says. All right, so as you can see now, GPU-Z booted again successfully. Arrow is working, driver's loaded, but now you can see that it detects 2048 megabytes, or of course 2 gigabytes of video memory. So that has been the successful upgrade. Everything